Hi Destiny Chasers, I'm really pumped and excited to be going through this topic with you today. How to develop and cultivate a positive mindset. Now this is something that is so important and so rich that we can't just go through it in a few minutes. So I'm going to be breaking this topic down into different series so that we have the time to really digest, take in and act upon the wealth of information that we're going to be going through. So why is it important to develop a positive mindset? The reality is your mind is your most powerful tool. If you believe that you're a failure, chances are that you will fail. If you believe that you deserve success and you believe that success is yours, your mindset alone already brings you halfway there. And the reality is, life is not without challenges. It's not without difficulties. And it's not without negative forces. So going through life without developing a positive mindset is almost the equivalent of going to battle without wearing any armor. You need to protect yourself from the forces, from the stresses, from the negative criticisms, from the false statements about your worth, so that you can push through and continue on your journey towards success, happiness, completion, and wholeness. So let's dive in. What is lesson number one? So lesson number one is examine your belief system and don't be afraid to restructure it. So the question that may pop up after that is, well, what is my belief system? Now, your belief system is a set of principles that you have and that you use to interpret your everyday life. And it does bear a lot of relevance in how you value your perception of yourself and how you value your self-esteem. So when we think about that and we understand that, then we can actually start to notice that we'll have a positive belief system and there's also negative belief systems as well. So how does it all come about? Well, let's put it a little bit simple. Let's say you have a situation where you bake a cake, and every time you bake, everyone tells you how great your cake is and how great your baking skills are. These are all positive experiences, and it will feed into a positive belief system that you have great baking skills, and you may push yourself to diversify the things that you start baking because of the positive beliefs that you have about your baking skills. Now, we all know that life is not just overwhelmed with positive circumstances all the time. There may be challenges, there may be difficulties, there may be trying times. And these things can perpetuate a negative belief system. And I've come across, for instance, I'll give you an example. I've come across adults who are petrified, for instance, of doing simple mathematics or trying to spell easy words because of bad experiences that they've had in school. And it has just continued to plant little seeds of doubt, of knocking value and knocking your self-worth. And that is why it's important to really examine ourselves and hone in on the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, because they're so important in actually having an impact on the decisions that we make. And it's important in having an impact in how we view ourselves as well. So now, let's go a little bit deeper. And let's ask ourselves some more questions. Because I believe that when we ask ourselves questions, it provokes our thoughts, allows us to reflect and allows us to examine ourselves. Now we can have a better idea about the type of beliefs that we have in our belief system by answering 3 questions. Question number 1 is, how do I feel when I'm posed with a new challenge? Am I afraid of failure or missed targets? Question number 2 is, am I confident in my skill set and ability? And question number 3, are you ready? Do you have your pen? Are you writing it down? So question number 3 is, am I willing to stretch myself? And am I willing to break through out of my comfort zone for a challenge that is going to push me higher? So now let's think a little bit about question 1. Okay, now what thoughts arose when you heard the word failure or missed target? Now, negative belief system will hear the word failure and think that it is the worst thing ever. It will attribute failure solely to a lack of skill, a lack of ability, and a lack of worth. But a positive belief system will not view failure as the end. It will use it as an opportunity to learn, readapt, and grow. And the truth is, failure can teach us a lot more lessons than success can. But that's not the popular belief about failure. Failure is always something that people think that we should fear. But that is revealing something about our belief system if we are fearful about missing our target. So now let's push ourselves a little bit more. How do we feel about our confidence? Now, I feel that the word confidence is something that is really misunderstood, and it's wrongly associated with arrogance or over-ambition. When really confidence in simple terms is just having self-belief and having confidence in yourself or someone else. So being confident in yourself is having belief in yourself. It's having faith in yourself that yes, this new target, I can do it. I can push myself into new territory. That's what it means to have self-confidence. Believing that you can, having faith that you can do it. And now, let's think about stepping out of our comfort zone. Now, many of us are destined for greater things than we are currently in. So why do we stay in a position of comfort and not push ourselves to that extra height? Now, sometimes your negative belief system, which can be so subtle you may not even realize it, may force you to stay where you are because you may think that being average is all that you deserve. But having a positive belief system will make you feel very uncomfortable in mediocrity, because you'll know that you deserve more and that you can progress, that you can unlearn bad habits and relearn healthy ones. That nothing is too hard for you to do if you put your mindset to it and if you're disciplined to do it. Now that is the difference that positive thinking, positive belief system can have. So now, the inevitable question is, how do I cultivate a positive belief system? How do I unlearn negative beliefs? And that is what we're going to go through in part 2. Now, I can't wait to share that with you. So if you've liked what you've heard today, don't forget to click like, comment and subscribe. And thanks again for tuning in.